The Art of War by Sun Tzu, translated by Lionel Giles. Chapter 1. Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. Hence, it is a subject of inquiry which can on no account be neglected. The art of war, then, is governed by 5 constant factors, to be taken into account in one's deliberations when seeking to determine the conditions obtaining in the field. These are 1. The moral law, 2. Heaven, 3. Earth, 4. The commander, 5. Method and discipline. The moral law causes the people to be in complete accord with their ruler, so that they will follow him regardless of their lives, undismayed by any danger. Heaven signifies night and day, cold and heat, times and seasons. Earth comprises distances, great and small, danger and security, open ground and narrow passes, the chances of life and death. The commander stands for the virtues of wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and strictness. By method and discipline are to be understood the marshalling of the army in its proper subdivisions, the graduations of rank among the officers, the maintenance of roads by which supplies may reach the army, and the control of military expenditure. These 5 heads should be familiar to every general. He who knows them will be victorious. He who knows them not will fail. Therefore, in your deliberations, when seeking to determine the military conditions, let them be made the basis of a comparison in this wise. 1. Which of the 2 sovereigns is imbued with the moral law? 2. Which of the 2 generals has most ability? 3. With whom lie the advantages derived from heaven and earth? 4. On which side is discipline most rigorously enforced? 5. Which army is stronger? 6. On which side are officers and men more highly trained? 7. In which army is there the greater constancy both in reward and punishment? By means of these 7 considerations, I can forecast victory or defeat. The general that hearkens to my counsel and acts upon it will conquer. Let such a one be retained in command. The general that hearkens not to my counsel nor acts upon it will suffer defeat. Let such a one be dismissed. While heading the profit of my counsel, avail yourself also of any helpful circumstances over and beyond the ordinary rules. According as circumstances are favorable, one should modify one's plans. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder, and crush him. If he is secure at all points, be prepared for him. If he is in superior strength, evade him. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak that he may grow arrogant. If he is taking his ease, give him no rest. If his forces are united, separate them. Attack him where he is unprepared. Appear where you are not expected. These military devices, leading to victory, must not be divulged beforehand. Now, the general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. Thus do many calculations lead to victory and few calculations to defeat. How much more no calculation at all? It is by attention to this point that I can foresee who is likely to win or lose.
Let's break down Chapter 1 of The Art of War, using philosophy, psychology, religious texts, and historical perspectives. Chapter 1 Overview, Laying Plans. Sun Tzu emphasizes that war is a matter of vital importance and must be studied carefully. Success depends on preparation, strategy, and deep understanding of human nature. 1. The 5 factors of war. Sun Tzu states that 5 key elements determine success in war. 1. The moral law. Dao, Tao, the way. The unity between a ruler and the people creates trust, loyalty, and a shared purpose. If people believe in the leader's cause, they will endure hardships. Connections. Bible. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29. Leadership must inspire. Quran. Indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Moral guidance shapes destiny. Emphasizes order versus chaos. Leaders must establish order to create loyalty and stability. Carl Jung, the collective unconscious, unites people under shared myths and values. A society without a moral center collapses. Dostoevsky explores how moral decay leads to chaos, crime, and punishment. 2. Heaven, Tin, climate and timing refers to seasons, weather, and broader circumstances. The right moment determines success. Connections. Bible, Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season. Timing is crucial. Talks about the flow of life. You must act at the right time in your personal journey. BYD versus Tesla. BYD capitalized on China's EV policies, much like an army choosing the right battlefield. 3. Earth. D. Terrain and resources. Geography, logistics, and resources. Sun Tzu warns that terrain dictates strategy. Connection. Bible. Jesus' parable of the wise and foolish builders. Where you build, solid ground versus sand determines success. Carl Jung. The environment shapes human behavior. Business. Amazon's logistics mastery is like an army controlling key terrain. 4. The commander. Jung. Leadership and virtue. A general must have wisdom, sincerity, benevolence, courage, and discipline. Connections. Quran. Leadership requires wisdom and justice. Surah Al-Baqarah 2:247. Bible. Proverbs 16:32. Better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Leaders should be competent, not just powerful. Business. Elon Musk's leadership, visionary but harsh, compares to Sun Tzu's idea of a strict but respected leader. 5. Method and discipline, organization and strategy. Strict discipline ensures order, efficiency, and execution. Training determines victory before the battle begins. Connections. Military. Ex-soldiers become successful business leaders because of discipline, e.g., Jocko Willink. Bible. Paul compares spiritual life to a disciplined athlete. 1 Corinthians 9:24-27. Set your house in perfect order before criticizing the world. Master yourself first. S2. The 7 considerations for victory. Sun Tzu presents 7 questions to assess whether an army or business leader or person will succeed. 1. Which leader has the stronger moral cause? Bible. David versus Goliath. David had faith and a just cause. Business. Apple innovator versus Microsoft corporate. Perceived moral vision matters. 2. Which leader is more capable? Competence beats mere ambition. Military. Alexander the Great's leadership outmatched larger armies. 3. Who has the advantages of climate and terrain? Business. Tesla dominated early because it built its battery supply chain first. History. Napoleon failed in Russia because of winter terrain. 4. Which army is more disciplined? Ex-soldiers in business. Many ex-military figures succeed in leadership because they apply structured discipline. Jocko Willink, David Goggins. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1:8. Focus and discipline win. 5. Which army has better trained soldiers? Sports. Michael Jordan out-trained everyone, which made him the best. Military. Navy SEALs succeed because of rigorous training before battle. And 6. Who has better enforcement of discipline and rewards? Business. Amazon's efficiency is built on strict operational discipline. Military. Ancient Rome succeeded through harsh but effective military discipline. 7. Which side is more adaptable? The greatest human ability is adaptation. History. Mongols under Genghis Khan succeeded because they adapted to enemy tactics. Business. Netflix pivoted from DVDs to streaming. Blockbuster didn't. Let's break this down by connecting the art of war's principles to real historical and modern examples. 1. How the USSR broke up using Sun Tzu's principles. The collapse of the Soviet Union, USSR, in 1991 can be analyzed through Sun Tzu's 5 factors and 7 considerations: the moral law, lack of unity and legitimacy. Sun Tzu says a ruler must have the people's support. The Soviet leadership under Gorbachev lost the trust of the people. Ethnic and national tensions grew because people in places like Ukraine, the Baltics, and Georgia no longer felt loyal to Moscow. Bible. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Mark 3:25. The USSR was too divided to survive. Climate and terrain, Cold War pressures, and economic decline. The USSR was locked in an economic war with the USA. Afghanistan War, 1979 to 1989, drained resources. Economic policies like perestroika failed, and food shortages made life worse. Just like how Kodak failed by not adapting to digital cameras, the USSR collapsed because it didn't adapt to new economic realities. Leadership, weak strategy from Gorbachev. Sun Tzu emphasizes that strong leadership wins wars. Gorbachev was seen as weak. Dostoevsky predicted that a godless society would collapse because it would lack a strong moral foundation. The brothers Karamazov argues that without a clear ideological structure, societies lose their sense of purpose and decay. Training and discipline. Soviet system became weak. The Red Army was once feared, but by the 1980s, morale was low. Corruption and a lack of discipline meant soldiers weren't as strong as before. Business comparison. Blockbuster ignored the rise of streaming, just like the USSR ignored its internal weaknesses, and both collapsed. Have a final thought. The USSR lost because it failed in strategy, leadership, discipline, and unity, exactly what Sun Tzu warned about. 2. How Michael Jordan became the greatest using Sun Tzu's principles. Michael Jordan dominated basketball because he mastered discipline, adaptability, and psychological warfare. The moral law, Jordan's unbreakable willpower. He inspired teammates and turned the Chicago Bulls into a dynasty. Bible, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Proverbs 27:17. Jordan pushed his team to greatness, says that aiming at the highest goal, being the best ever, gives life deep meaning. Jordan embodied this. Training and discipline, relentless work ethic. Sun Tzu, the victorious army wins before the battle begins. Jordan trained harder than anyone, arriving at practice at 5 a.m. and staying hours after. Business parallel, Steve Jobs built Apple the same way, obsessed with perfecting his craft. Psychological warfare, weakness into strength. Sun Tzu, appear weak when you are strong and strong when you are weak. Jordan manipulated defenders, making them think they had him under control. Then he would strike. He used mind games to break opponents before they even played. Military parallel, Muhammad Ali did the same in boxing, taunting opponents into mistakes. The final thought, Jordan's dominance proves Sun Tzu's point. Discipline, psychological warfare, and strategy win battles. In 3, how Genghis Khan and the Mongols won using Sun Tzu's tactics. The Mongols built the largest empire in history by mastering adaptability, discipline, and deception. The moral law, loyalty, and unity. Genghis Khan created a strict code of loyalty among his warriors. Indeed, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous. Genghis rewarded merit, not noble birth. Business parallel. Jeff Bezos built Amazon by rewarding high performers, just like the Mongols promoted skilled warriors, not just aristocrats. Deception and psychological warfare. Sun Tzu, all warfare is based on deception. Mongols pretended to retreat, tricking enemies into chasing them, then ambushing them. Modern parallel. In chess, great players like Magnus Carlsen use trap moves to lure opponents into making mistakes. Speed and adaptability. Speed is the essence of war. Mongols moved faster than any other army. Business parallel. Netflix moved faster than Blockbuster in streaming and won. Natch final thought. Genghis Khan mastered Sun Tzu's psychological warfare, speed, and adaptability, making the Mongols unstoppable.